nice to share a stage with a legend of yesteryear. Andrew Tembo. You know what, I just used to mainly watch you on TV, would come to Independence Stadium. I want to say that the little boy in me is super happy to talk to you.
Well, thank you. You're welcome.
Hey, and okay, the board head is still there.
Yes.
But just the gray is coming through.
Yes, sir.
No longer a young man.
No longer, no.
Let's talk. Andrew Tembo, tell me your story. How did it all start?
It started at Zamshua, at under 16. Is where it started. It's where Andrew Tembo started his career, yeah.
Why football? You probably grew up in a generation where many footballers had to choose between school and football.
Yeah, I used to go to school at Lusaka Boys Primary School by that time. So Lusaka Boys Primary School and Zamshua, it was just like close to me because where I was coming from in Kalingalinga. So it's how I started my career.
What was your inspiration to play football? Who are your childhood heroes?
By that time, I didn't have any inspiration of childhood heroes, and the reason why is like in that generation, it was difficult maybe to have a television, for example, a radio at home. So I didn't have that in Mantation.
Just loved football.
I just loved football, yes.
Just born loving football.
Yeah.
Tell me about the work of Peter Tembo in your life when you were at Zamshua Football Club. The
Tamanga Boys. Peter Tembo was the head coach. We had also our coach to the youth team was Geas Mwanza, yeah, and Michael Stolle, yeah.
Okay, Peter Mwanza and everyone now helped form you being a professional that actually went on to play for Zamshua Football Club, the Tamanga Boys. Just tell me, when you arrived at Zamshua Football Club, what did you find? And what did it mean arriving at a team that was playing Super Division football?
It meant a lot for me. Actually, I changed my life immediately when I started playing to the senior team. You understand? Sleeping in the hotel, and the salary we used to get was a good money for myself.
Never thought about those things as a little boy growing up in Kalingalinga.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying.
Wow. When you think of Kalingalinga and you had an opportunity to go to school, I'm sure it wasn't the same for many of your colleagues. What would you say made you not give up on the idea of football?
Maybe it was, I wanted maybe to have a name on myself like Andrew Tembo, to be recognized in Kalingalinga. That is one of the players who plays at Zamshua, because Kalingalinga and Zamshua, people used to come and watch me from Kalingalinga. So most of the people from that moment, they started pushing their children or kids, whatever, to play football because of my name, what I was doing at football levels.
Wow.
Yeah.
Football gave you a life that
course.
You couldn't imagine. What impact did it have on your family?
I helped my family a lot. What I was getting paid in football, it changes my family at one point or another. Or even today, I still thank God, and I've made it, and I've made my family what I could do for them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You had an opportunity to play for the under-23 national team.
Yes, I had an opportunity. I was training with under-23, but at the end of, I went to the coach just to tell him the truth that I'm over age by a couple of months, so I'm not qualified to play for the under-23.
So there was no option. I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah.
You know, people actually just say, you know what, footballers, when they see an opportunity to play football, they'll go and reduce their years, how old they really are, and make fake documents and make it right. Well, probably someone was very unhappy with you. You've got an opportunity to play for the under-23, and you go and tell the coach that, coach, I can't play because I'm 24.
Of course, some were not happy, but others were happy because I told the truth to the coach. And then I knew that I'm still young. I could still fight for the position or fight for more years to play to the national team.
What was the coach shocked when you
I
told
think,
him?
I think he was
Coach,
shocked.
I want to raise my hand.
I think he was shocked. I think he was shocked. Maybe I was too honest.
Is it something that you see as normal honesty over your footballing career?
No, you cannot. No, you cannot see it now. In this moment, you cannot see it.
It's very rare.
It's very rare. Yeah, you're right.
But a little bit told me about age cheating is that some people would actually want to age cheat because one, maybe their talent is not good enough to play at that level, at the higher level. Say, for example, you are 23 years old. You're not good enough to play for the under 23s. So when an opportunity comes to play for under 20 or under 17, you'd want to jump on it. What really goes on through the mind of people who want to lie about their age from your experience?
With my experience, I think it's very difficult because your conscience, it will stay in your conscience. You'll be just thinking about it with age cheating. I think you understand what I'm telling you, is it? Your conscience will be killing you inside. You know that this is not my real age, you know? So you're trying to cheat with your age. Your conscience is the one who will be killing you.
Rod Paulson, that was the man that called you up.
Yes.
And you knew he was directly in charge of the national team. What was his honest reaction?
I think he was happy, you know, the Muzungus. I think he was happy. He said, this guy is honest. I think he was happy what I told him.
Would you say there are people whose ages you doubted, maybe without mentioning their names, of course, that were in that under 23 team that were called by Rod Paulson?
I didn't have that in my intention of start pointing fingers or
say
knowing
that one could be that one.
No, me was just to train and to play football. I didn't focus on someone else. I just focused on myself and listening what the coach is telling me to do.
I want to pull you back because for you to cheat, it has to take a lot and you have to go at it. The work that you did under 16 Zamshu Football Club, what were you taught there? First of all, as a human being going to become a footballer.
The coach always say you need to train when you need to focus. Whatever we are training today, you need to keep it where? In your mind. One day in your future to help you. But me, I didn't know the word future, what it means. You know, when the coach is telling you future, one day it will help you in your future. But I didn't know what the word the coach means by the future. And then I went to ask him in my local language, what do you mean but when you're telling me about the future? He said, when you grow up is A, B, C, D, one or two things. And then I was like, okay. So whatever we are training, keep in your mind. Whatever we do, it will help you also in the match. You see? Yeah.
Wow. That's really deep. I want to say that you deprived yourself of an opportunity to play. And that honestly deserves a special place in heaven.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
that place deserves
thank you for that.
Then, when you got to Tamanga, tell me about the level of football. I know you're talented, but was it tough opposition now when you started playing the Nkanas, the Nchanga Rangers, the Ferreira Wanderers, was playing for Tamanga?
Yes, it was tough. On the beginning, we have the coach, the late Peter Tembo. He's the one who started the team, you know. After that, we were playing very good in first division. And then we qualified to the Premier League. And then Green Buffaloes, his former team, Green Buffaloes, they wanted him to go and coach Green Buffaloes. After he left, Jones Chilengi came in. He's the one who made now Tamanga.
Tell me about working with Jones Chilengi.
It was fantastic. He was a good coach.
What are some of the things that, even up to today, stick out when you remember Jones Chilengi and the work that he did?
There are a lot. One, I'll mention hardworking. We used to work very hard. We used to have fun. Today you can work hard, tomorrow you're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy the training. He said that when you want to play football, you need to be fit. And it was true, which I've learned from him. So work hard. It's not just here. You need to have individual training at home. Wake up in the morning, go for running by yourself, maybe 40 or 45 minutes. It's a lot for you. and then you come and train here to help you. So that's the main key I've learned from him, working hard and playing good football. So it was his first priority. He had a winning mentality. He used to tell us, myself, I'm not a loser. So when I'm coaching the team, when someone tells you that I'm not a loser, so you need to follow his pattern, his path. It's what we did. It's what I've learned from him.
Absolute legend. He played with some of the biggest names. So when he was telling you that as a young footballer, yes, sir, you wouldn't argue, would you?
No.
And I want to get your comment. The talk about players being fit, you'd hear it as a very strong story in the 90s and in the 80s, because there was a lot of belief that you need to run, you need to do a lot of physical work, which some players did not like. But it's something that even coaches from your generation even want to practice up to today. After learning how to coach and the like, does that level of physical have a place in modern day football?
Not anymore. The reason why I say not anymore, you find the training nowadays is only 1 hour 30 minutes. But us sometimes we used to train 2 hours 30 minutes. You know, you train more in the morning, maybe you train 1 hour 45 minutes, and then in the afternoon again, maybe you're going to train 2 hours. But nowadays, if they were in this modern football, the players will start complaining and say, we are training too much, our legs are tired. You know.
When you look at the modern day footballer, are they fitter than? Are they still fit enough to play football?
In this
we need to change the way we train them to get them to the level of fitness where you can train for 4 hours in a day.
Yeah, you know those days when you see a player, you're able to tell that this is the player, the way they look, the way we used to look. You know, you find physically his legs are big, his muscles, when he's walking, his body language will just tell you that that one is a football player. But in this generation, you find that you cannot even tell, is he a football player? I say he's a football player. What does he play at? This club, this club.
Did you used to go to the gym that much? I see it's a popular theme these days.
In short, by that time we didn't know how to go to the gym. The only exercise we do is running. When you come from road run, maybe you're going to do some sprints. You're going to do the press up. Maybe you've got your own weights at home. You know, the gyms there were only few of the gyms. We had only one gym. I remember this at Showground. It's still there until now. So we didn't know how to use the equipment in the gym.
Tell me something. So Rod Paulsen came. How was training like for Rod Paulsen?
It was like European. Now everything changed.
Everything. Not is when you say European, how much physical would you do? How much would it be the same?
No, it's
training at the club and at the national team. What were the differences?
It was a big difference. The only physical we do with Rod Paulsen was, we call it 18-18, only for 45 minutes. If we do that on Monday, and then that's it. The rest would be ball work, small-sided game, ball work, small-sided game, crosses, only playing small-sided games until the day of the match.
Did you feel like Andrew Tembo began to improve when you got to the national team with that way of training that Rod Paulsen brought?
Yes, a lot. I improved even passing with my left leg. I didn't know how to pass with my left leg. I didn't know how to shoot with my left leg because he had a lot of time of training. Today maybe you will say, okay, midfielders and strikers, you're going to shooting. You're going to use your bad leg. It's your left leg. Today you're going to be crossing, making some crosses with your bad leg. So I improved a lot with my bad leg.
So now you became stronger with both
strong,
feet.
both legs. So I can shoot the ball at with my both legs. This to my left and to my right, which I didn't do.
Tell me something about Rod Paulsen. A lot of players in your generation, especially those that played for him, he broke the mold from 4-4-2 to 5-3-2 or 3-5-2. Tell me about that story. How did he say, okay, now we are going to change this thing? Tell me about that story.
We practiced it a lot on training. And then his priority was to look for...
How did he say? Because I asked this question because now you needed to play on the side. As a wing back.
You need to be fit. One, you need to be fit. Because when they're attacking, you need to attack. When you're defending, you need to come again to defend. So you need to be fit. In terms of whatever you're training, when the day of the physical running, you need to be on top.
Were you shocked? Like,
yes, I was shocked.
What's this? Me, I'm a midfielder, or me, I'm a striker. What's this? The whole line is mine to do.
Yeah. Yes, I was shocked. For the first time, I was shocked, and then he told us that you are going to get used to it.
What was the hardest part at the beginning?
On the beginning is how to when they are playing that side, you need to go also. You need to attack. On the hardest side, recovery, coming back. When you finish the attack, you have to come back to defend again. Maybe you're tired, so. But you have to be 100% fit.
And it was something that the team became good at. But someone was telling me, you know what, Rod Paulson was never going to be successful with the 3-5-2 if the clubs didn't start playing it. So it's something that the team started playing in the local league.
Yes. Mm-hmm. In short, I would say, he came in our country, in Zambia. He changed our Zambian football in terms of system.
From 4-4-2?
From 4-4-2 to 3-5-2.
So if you're a winger, you need to think about playing the wing-back position, or playing in the middle, or being a striker.
Being a striker, yeah. You need to attack. You're not a defender. You have to attack. Again, you become a defender at the same time. You have to defend. Yeah.
Not easy.
It's not easy, no. It requires hard work. And discipline also.
At what point did you now say, I love this system now, like, let's go and play it? Because some people say at the beginning first the movements are confusing, especially for the players playing in the central areas, when not to go out, when to come in, and that sort of a thing.
Because in the midfield maybe there were 5 players. So mostly when you're 5 players, these 2 they have to attack, or maybe these 3 they have to join the attack. 1 is remaining to defend, to help you to defend. But maybe you find it was difficult on the beginning. Yes, it was difficult because it was confusing how to make some runs. But practice, they say practice makes what?
Perfect.
So we continue practice and then we became perfect. I could see it was helping us in big games like international games, and we were playing away. They don't know how to mark. They don't know which person to mark in the midfield. The number 3 and the number 2, they're attacking. So you see like the way they're playing in Italy, in this modern football in Italy. They're playing the same system. I think it's the only country they use that system. It's in Italy.
Pretty much.
Yeah, in Italy,
Even the Dutch seem to be
okay.
in love with that system.
Okay.
It's something that was nice. But this story, as a 90s player, you'd always want to say, from people who are used to 4-4-2, and then growing up in the community, knowing I'm in number 11, I'm in number 7, I'm in number 8, and all of a sudden the rules change. What else was unique about Rod Paulson, apart from the formation?
Apart from the formation, the language of talking to the players, he was more calm. You see, for him, his priority was just to play good football. When you see him, he will come, okay, today we are going to do this ABCD 1 or 2 thing, the program. I'm tempted to ask, because you played with one of the biggest legends of the 90s in Zambian football, Kalu. I don't know, was he a number 10? Was he a number 9? Was he a number 11? But if you say 3-5-2, then he can't be a winger anymore. Then he has to play as a centre forward. What was the difference? Kalu being centre forward or playing on the side? For him with his experience, he was going to adjust very easily. I became at a certain point whereby I'm 32, I'm 33. The coach would just call me to the line and then he would tell me, you have to change your position, you're going to play right back, okay? Immediately when he just finished, I'm going inside, I've already adjusted where? In here. So Carl he has been in the game for quite some time. When he looks at you in your eyes, he knows already that he's afraid. You see, because
you could smell fear.
Yeah. He will just tell you he's afraid. He will call you, talk to your friend. Come on, cheer him up. He's afraid. Why are you afraid? You see, he's just looking at you because of his experience. I came to that level also when we were playing football. I could see, I tried to pass the ball. is making mistakes. I'll change. I won't pass him the ball. I'll pass the other one. And then I'll call him, come. Why? You're losing too much of the ball. What are you afraid of? Let's play football. This is not the way you are known. So you see, as the time goes by, you become to have an experience.
Tell me the honest truth. And I know you had a lot of confidence in your abilities as a footballer, but we had a team that will go down in history as being the fallen heroes. They died on the coast of Gabon in 1993. Did you have serious, realistic dreams of playing in that team? Did you feel like I can challenge to play in this team? Or that team was, you had idols in that team?
Yes, I had a lot of idols in the team. I think starting from the goal until maybe to the number 11 and all the guys were sitting on the bench. I couldn't sit on the bench with that team because I was one of the youngest players. So most of the game I was watching the game to the terraces. But I could train with them. No, I've learned a lot from them.
Wow. What kind of place was it? Those foreign heroes, when you get to the... Because you are told you've got players from Ghana, from Mighty Frere Wanderers, in Changa Rangers, and all these big teams around the country. And this is the national team. But when it's club football, they will kill each other. I don't know if they even talk to each other. But once you got to that dressing room, how was it like?
It was nice. One, club level and international level is not the same. Because
even with the same players?
Yeah, even with the same players, when they meet to club level, they kill each other. But when they're there, they love each other. They know what they wanted. You know, they will know what they wanted. At the end of the day, they're going to get something they're going to what? To provide at home. At the end of the day, they're making the nation to be happy. They're making our nation in football to go up. So when they're together, they're just one.
As a youngster, when you're playing against some of them, saying Ghana comes to town, and they're national team players that are coming, was club level football different? And when you go and meet the same characters at the national team, was there a difference?
Yeah, or yes, was a big difference.
What was the difference?
The difference maybe is maybe like you are playing at Udra Stadium, Zamshu Ghana. You see, the stadium, the playing surface is too small. The stadium, it will be too small because look at the guys, the size of the bodies and the Nkanas, the way they play some continental football. Maybe Zamshu you are trying to fight and to beat Nkana. So the game was not the same. But when you go to the independent stadium, there's more space. International games, there's more space.
Was it scary? Once you get to independent stadium, I was told when you get to the dressing room, things change. You start sweating, you start... Is that true about independent stadium? It just feels like a different place, especially when it's the national team.
It was like fire playing there. You know, like someone is pouring you fire on your head. You know, all that stadium was packed and is waiting for you, or even the president is sitting there. It was not easy to play there. Because if you make 2 or 3 mistakes,
get D.
Yeah, get D especially, you're out. I remember by that time I played a bad game against... It was not bad. I was not in myself. I played against Mozambique. After we prepared well for 1 month in Saudi Arabia, we came back, we were in camp, and then we played against Mozambique. I didn't just feel myself. Gedi started shouting my name. I was substituted, put on the bench.
First half?
No, in the second half. So you see, so it was not easy to play there. The game when the game starts, it's like a PlayStation. You control the ball, you look, you pass your friend.
It wasn't like playing for Zamshu.
No, it was not the same. And then now when the game continues, goes on, like 15, 10 minutes, now you're more calm. Now you can do whatever you want to do now. But not when the game started. You have to have caution, you have to pass the ball. You don't have to lose the ball cheaply. You know, you play the ball. Easy passing. Easy now when the game goes and then, yeah.
Absolute legend. Tell me a story. Where were you when that news filtered through, when you heard that team with some of your heroes had perished on the coast of Gabon?
I was in town at Building Society. You know, in our country, most of Indian guys, they love football. By that time, they used to love football. I had one friend there, had a shop. So he called me when he saw me. I said, he was saying hi to me. I said, you're lucky, you're not with the plane. And then I was like, why? They are still looking for for Zambia national team, the plane is missing. I say, you are kidding. I say, yeah. My brother is home, he's watching on CNN and BBC. They're just waiting to confirm. But the plane is missing, all the guys are gone. I was like, you are kidding. 10 hours breaking news. It was on the radio. And then I realized that I have to go to my parents' place, because by that time I started staying by myself. And then I took a cab, I rushed, I went home. I find my parents are crying. They thought I was in the plane also.
They actually thought?
Yes.
So you're in the reckoning, you're not part of the 18. How did you not travel with that team?
Because of Kalusha and Johnston Walia, they were joining the team connecting the team to Gabon, to Senegal.
I've heard similar stories by, is it Agre Chiang?
Martin Mwamba.
Yeah. What was the scenario? How were you dropped in what turned out to be a life-saving decision?
We were in a launch there at the airport. We're just waiting for the time, because we have our own plane, Buffalo.
That Buffalo plane.
Yeah. So we're just waiting, easy, talking to the ministers, and before we came to the State House with the president, and then also the Minister of Sports was there, wishing us good luck. After that, the coaches come, and one or two officials from FAS, and then they called 2 players, me and him, and they say, we're going to drop you because of Kalusha Walia and Johnston Walia. And then they announced to all the players in the launch, and then we just waited for the plane to start off, and then after that they left.
But I was very disappointed.
I was disappointed. I was not happy. I was like, why? But I didn't know what was coming in front.
What kind of a coach was Yuka?
They were good coaches. They could make jokes with you. They could talk to anybody. They didn't care because it's coming from Warriors, or there's Nkana players, or Power Dynamos players, and they, the best part of those coaches, they love each other. As long as your coaches in coaching staff, if you have an assistant, you have another assistant. If you love each other, and then the team will prosper. But if there's
you
won't go anywhere. But them, they had one mind. They said, we want to improve our football.
And for an attacker, I hear he get very upset, even in training, if strikers were not scoring, because this is a man who scored 107 plus goals in one calendar year. How much attention into detail when you look at a player like Malaza?
Kelvin.
Yes. What were some of the things that Godfrey Ukachitalu would insist on those players? More so that he was a forward himself.
Also. He spent more time with his strikers. They'll go early at the training ground. 1 hour, just shooting on the go. So at least if you can train 1 hour every day, morning and afternoon, you train 1 hour only shooting at the goal. If you train for 6 months, you won't become better. You become better, of course. So Kelvin Mtale, when you pass him the ball through the defenders, you just know it's a goal.
He practiced
he practiced it. It was just in here. He will come to you like he's going to receive the ball. You just make a run, you pass the ball behind the defender. It's a goal.
And that was all you got with?
Yeah. It's
1 hour before, 1 hour after.
Yeah. So I don't think coaches, they do it nowadays. That's why you find
I was about to ask that, because if you're going to call it modern football and we can't get better than where we're coming from, I don't know, but I get the feeling that many teams and many coaches seemingly don't have time to get their players to practice these things.
Mostly, I would say I've never watched mostly of our local teams here training, the way they train strikers. Because look at nowadays, you find maybe a striker only score 4 goals. I remember at Zamshu, I was a midfield. I could score at the end of the season. I could score 12 goals. I'm just a midfielder scoring 12 goals. But what about now the striker? He scored 32 goals, 36 goals in our club at Zamshu. You see. So in nowadays of football, you find that a striker only for a season he scored 6 goals.
But one would argue and say, okay, listen, it's a responsibility for the team to actually score. Then, if you look at football, how it was wired in the 90s, you needed to be a very bad striker not to score many goals, because a lot of teams were playing wing play, cross. So the whole team was just waiting for the number 9 and the number 10 to finish.
And the number 8 also, he has to score. By that time, they have to score goals also, because they're finding the box, they're making some runs in the box. And or even the defenders, when there's a corner kick.
When there's a corner.
Yeah, they'll come to look at, you remember in 94.
So what has really changed?
I think, like earlier on, you've mentioned the generation. Generation is changing in football.
Yeah, but you know why I ask you this? It's because I want to probably understand where we are lost as a generation and as a people. You had the privilege of being coached somehow by the likes of Alex Computer Chola, Godfrey Ukachita, and they used to score 50, 40, 60 goals. And the methods were taught to your generation, and then your generation goes into coaching, and all of a sudden the goals dry up. How did we get here?
How did we get lost of it?
Are we misunderstanding modern day football? Because you hear Ronaldo, Lewandowski, and all these players scoring many, many goals.
I think also it's maybe the pattern of football we are playing nowadays. You know, I know in nowadays the modern football is they go to the gym. I don't know why they are not strong, but they go to the gym. Look at, for example, I've seen few games, I've watched few games Polo playing. You find that Zambia is outmuscled. The players we have and the players maybe from Ghana, the physique is not the same. You see, mostly myself, the way I understand football, in African football, you need to be physique. Look at this from West Africa. Look the way they play when they come here. They're more physique than the home team.
I want to ask you this, because, and I've seen it, and you probably need to travel a bit to actually see it. In Zambia, we are small players, and perhaps our biggest asset is that we are quick, we've got skill, we can dribble, and maybe that's how we give these people problems. But the West Africans are tall, big, huge.
You're right.
Then I'm thinking that, okay, we are small, but we have to play football somehow. I was looking at one player that you could have played with, Elijah Turner. I remember, I think it must have been at Africa Cup 2006. By my Zambian standard, Elijah Turner is huge, bigger. And then I think we're in the same group with Guinea. Then I saw this guy, Bobo Baude, from Guinea. He made, you know, Bobo Baude was there. Elijah was like, okay.
Yeah.
How do we play? And then you think of football like that, then my coach back home told me, no, run into the box and wait for a cross. And then you're playing against people that are bigger than you. Is it somehow a mistake that we make? Because name any generation, we've never had really big players.
No.
We've never really had big players.
But the one who perished?
Big?
Yeah, they were big, the guys. Like Samuel Chomba, Wachakeni, Isaac Changwe, but he was not big, but had muscles. John Lungu, John Soko, yes, he was small, but quick and good in tackling, good in defending. So Kelvin Malaza, he was not small.
Can you be small and play football?
Yes, you can. You know, if you are
certain
small.
Certain positions, like central defender, can you be short and...
I'll give an example of this Muzungu. He played even for... he was a captain in...
Real. I'm thinking Fabio Cannavaro.
Cannavaro, yes.
Cannavaro is the smallest central defender I've ever seen.
Yes. So but Cannavaro is a good defender. He's an excellent... he was a world-class defender. But he was small.
But he
could jump. He could jump to... Yeah. So, you see, for example, I had like Hilary Makas. When you look at Hilary Makas, he was small. I think he was one of the smallest in our team. That generation of mine, in the Niche Polo. But when he got the ball, You cannot get the ball from him. Why? He was smart and quick, but he was small. But when it comes to jump again,
size doesn't matter.
Yeah, you see? Yeah.
Size doesn't matter. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm now thinking. So you made your debut for Zambia, national team proper, against Gabon, post Gabon. A heartbroken country, but you were one of the players that were given an opportunity to actually play and represent the country at that level. Hey, every time you went back to Independence Stadium to play after the Gabon disaster, when that bus is going, the issue of remembering the perished heroes, would it play on your mind somehow?
From that moment, it did, because the whole nation, when Gabon came, they stood up they came with an helicopter, remember? They stood up and then, you know, like, okay, let's forget about that. Now it's time for what? It's time for football. But for us Zambians, again, others were not happy to see it, you know, they were like.
And then traveling, you come from a family, you told me that you went home and you found your parents weeping, thinking that you were on that flight, but you were lucky by the grace of God to not be on that flight, and that's why you're probably here today.
Yes. I will say thank you to God. I've said that a lot of
Traveling.
times. Yeah.
Traveling for the national team now.
Yeah.
Was it something that we're like, it's the country, but?
Yes, I became, or even now traveling with, I'm so afraid. Or even now.
Up to now?
Up to now, yeah. Up to now. Yeah.
Hard to get over?
Yes, hard to get over, yes. Yes.
Tell me about 96.
96?
Hey!
96, I think 96 was, we were just unlucky. The reason why I say this, we're just unlucky. We did it ourselves. We players, we did it ourselves.
What makes you say that?
The reason why I say that is because we played a lot of games. We played Egypt, we were afraid of Egypt in the camp. We beat Egypt.
You were scared of them?
We were scared of Egypt. And then we beat them. And then we're going to play Tunisia. We played a friendly game here with Tunisia. We beat them here.
Before going?
Yes, we beat them here. You remember that?
Yeah.
And then we're going to meet Tunisia. The mistake we did, the coach gave us 2 days off.
In 96?
In the tournament. He gave us 2 days off while we're in the tournament. He said,
no training.
No training.
Let's relax, gentlemen.
Let's relax, gentlemen. 2 days training, and then you have money in your pocket. You are free to go anywhere. You're free to go and shop.
Enjoy Bloemfontein.
Yes. You see, that was the biggest mistake. You know, with Zambian players without discipline, they went flat out, others drinking.
You're too young to be given that money and that freedom.
Yeah. They went out drinking, women, and etc., etc. So we came back after 2 days, and
the fitness was all over the place.
Yeah, and then we are going for training, just to check on the training. Guys thought maybe like we're going to train. We just went to check the pitch.
The eve of the match?
Yes, tomorrow we are playing a big match, a big game tomorrow. We just went, we checked the pitch, we ran around, just a bit of 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Were you shocked?
Yes, I was
personally?
Shocked. Yes,
At that time?
I was shocked, and then I even told Alex Namazava, he was my roommate, I said, tomorrow we are in trouble. He said, are you serious, Nat? Yes. Tomorrow you're going to see we are in trouble tomorrow. It just started 10 or 15 minutes. They scored us. You remember they scored us a free kick from here, maybe like 30 meters. You remember the second goal? They hit the ball. James Spear already dived. The ball went there. 2-0 first half.
And a lot of people actually say, you know what? It was a mistake to go and play a team that you could face at the tournament. It wasn't that.
No, it wasn't that, no. It was just
2 days off.
Yeah, 2 days off and
a little bit of party.
Party, yeah, the guys, yeah. Yes.
Could we have won Africa Cup 96?
96. Me, I believe we are going to do it. If we just maintain with like a break today, only for afternoon break, you are free, we can go for shopping, and then tomorrow we train. We're going to win the Africa Cup of Nations, no doubt.
96.
No doubt, 96. South Africa were scared of us. We knew that if we beat Tunisia, we were going to beat South Africa.
So that Tunisia team, let's scratch history. They didn't really beat us.
No, it was just
hangover.
Yeah, it was just our fault.
Eish! This story was never told. But all the same, the country was proud of you, third place, and we clapped for you. But deep down, when you look back at your career, you could have been an AFCON winner.
Winner, yeah. We have a good side by that time also. We could play football, we could play good football. We had a good side. But yeah, that's the reason why when you're a sportsman or just in life, you need to have discipline. You need to discipline yourself. You know.
Have you forgiven people for that 2 days break?
I think or even now, I'll never forgive anyone else who was part of that team, because sometimes when you look at it and then we are going to win the Africa Cup from that day until we waited for how long? Until 2012. 2012. So to 96.
So that team that died on the coast of Gabon, very talented. And there's a temptation to think that probably that was the greatest team that could have produced. But they didn't win the Africa Cup. Okay, 88, the Africa Cup didn't take place, but they had 90. Is it Algeria and about? They had 92 to probably win it. They didn't, and unfortunately they died in 93. But the team that succeeds them wins silver in 94. In 96, you win bronze. Having played in the successive team, would you say that their spirit was pushing you to achieve those things, or it was a classic case of you just didn't get the chance when they were alive?
I think it was just a classic case because we didn't get chances when they're alive. The reason why I'll answer your question is just a simple word, because by that time in our country we had a lot of talent. One, I'll put it in this way. We could make 3 teams for the national team. We could make A and B and C. By those days, we used to play Zambia A and Zambia B. You remember those times. Maybe the game was taking place at Woodrow Stadium, but still fans will come. The stadium will be full. Maybe you're playing to the B side, you're playing good, you've played good. They'll give you a chance to the A team. But it's which I don't see it now. This is happening in our football today. We had a lot of talent by that time. Still, that 94 team, it went off. Most of the players were not picked to the 96. We could manage to win the bronze. You see, so we had a lot of talent by that time. Or even now we had talent, but...
Yeah, good observation. So, the 94 team was not quite the same as the 96.
No.
The common denominator were people like Kalu.
Emmanuel Munaila also was there in the 94, and then few players I can mention, but they were not in 96. Munaila was called to the 96, but he said, no, I don't want. I don't know what reasons. So. But there were some players who were left out from 94 and 96. I remember Kingsley Musala was there in 96. Andrew Tembo was there, but he was not there in 96 to the Africa Cup of Nations. We were not together with him. You see, so you could see that we still have talent.
So, I want to ask you a question that I want to understand and what it really meant. 1998. What in God's name happened to Zambian football? I ask this question because it's very talented. We had talent to spare, according to what you've put it. But 1998, even for your grandchildren who are going to read the history, will be very, very shocked that Zambia was knocked out in the first round of Africa Cup 1998. What happened?
I think there was a misunderstanding of players, we have 2 teams in a camp. We have the young ones and the older ones. You see, so these young ones, they were fighting with experienced players. So that's the reason why it didn't work out.
How were the young ones thing? And one of the headlining acts of 98 was, all of a sudden, the captain we've known from the beginning of the 90s. Towards the end of the 90s, Bugadzi says, no. This person will not be my captain for this team.
The reason was Kalu, he said that I'm not coming. You remember?
98.
98. And then last minute, is when Kalu said he's coming, they dropped Hali Milans. You remember now? And then Kalu came, showed up. So Zizu, Bugat Zizu, I didn't know what was the problem with Kalu. I didn't know. Maybe he didn't like Kalu.
But there was a problem between Bugat and Kalu.
Yeah. He said, okay, now the captain is Elijah Litana. Everybody was shocked in the camp. And then Kalu is seated there. And then he said, no, this cannot happen.
That was Kalu's reaction.
Yeah, he said, this cannot happen. He called us in his room and said, I'm the captain. Or everyone in Africa, they know that Kalu is the captain for Zambia. You see, we are walking there in the tunnel. Elijah is putting on an armband, and Kalu has put on an armband. How can you perform on the pitch?
What happened? And then we got to the pitch.
Yeah.
Well, some people actually said, no, the armband was too heavy for Elijah in that game. And Kalu put in a 5-star performance. And then I hear the following game where I think
it's him who just retired in the band. He said, no, I've seen, or even me, because I'm pushed by the coach. So he removed the band and to give to Kalu.
So it was Elijah saying, no, I'm giving the band to Kalu.
Yeah.
Not Bugadzi.
No, it's Elijah. Himself will just say, no, I cannot do this. He's there, the senior man there.
So as a senior player, was it disrespectful to a senior player like Kalu to actually say, you are not the captain, you just go onto the pitch like an ordinary?
I think it was disrespectful, yes, I think so. And I could see Kalu, that game we played, he gave in 100%. He played very well, and we tried to win the game, but we couldn't win the game.
He wanted to show Bugat that
you are wrong. Yeah.
What else happened?
Fighting over allowances, monthly allowance. You know, professionals. Sinkala was a professional, and Nathan. Andrew, sorry, was a professional in Germany, you remember. And Moses John was also a professional. And Perim Tapa in Portugal. And who else? We had some few players who were coming in as a professionals. So,
was there a problem? And tell me the truth. Those days, I hear when foreign-based players, first it's the local guys alone that come. Then the professionals start coming in last. Was there a problem when professionals started coming in, from your experience? Because you're one of the professionals. Would you walk into camp and you say, guys are not secure? Would you feel like that? That there was a local camp and a foreign-based camp, or you were one team?
On the beginning, we were one team.
96, one team?
Yeah, 96, one team together, 96, one team, we were together. And then money issue came in as...
In 98?
In 98. How much do you pay? How much do you get paid every month to your club? This one mentioned, They said, no, okay, now I'm in charge with the monies. It's the captain, I'm in charge. You young ones, for how many years have been playing for your outside? It's okay, 2 years, 3 years. Me, 1 year, so okay, I'll put you on this amount of, I'll put you on this salary. You guys from 5 years to this years to this, I'll put you on this one.
This one.
Us experienced ones, it's this. You see?
That was the problem.
That was the problem. Now,
so who got upset? The younger ones?
The younger ones now. Because of the I could see that it was true. Us, we got a lot of money than one. The younger ones. But we are one what? We are one team. We became two teams now. You see? When you are going to sleep, you find them playing on the room.
But I'm trying to think. Where was Bugadzi as a parent, as the senior most man in that group was supposed to say, gentlemen, it's going to be like this?
No, Carl had a big influence. You know, he could speak with the president directly. We're in his room, and then you just call him, and he put the phone on the speaker. He said, "Us, we want this." We want monthly allowance, this and this and this and this, from ABCD to this and this. The man will just come from here straight to his on his hand, like, here is what you want to ask. He's going to pay everyone, the professionals. The rest of the money, you take them back. That's it.
So that was the problem in 98.
That was the problem in 98. We couldn't play football. We are going for training, others are not happy. Us, we are happy. You try to cheer them up, it didn't work.
Booker did nothing, said nothing.
Nah, he didn't have any saying about bonuses or this and this. Didn't have any
He
saying.
was just worried about...
Yeah, results. Him, he just wanted the results. To keep his name what? On top. Yeah.
Wow. CAN 2000. Let's talk about that one.
Where
what
was
next
that?
after that Africa Cup?
Bobodorasi, where was that? In
Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso. In Burkina Faso, things didn't work out just for us. We were one team. I don't know what happened also. I think we only won, we drew against Mozambique. I cannot remember. I think we beat Mozambique 2-1. That was the only game we won. Yeah, it didn't work out for us.
It was just a big problem.
Yeah, it didn't work out for us. I think the preparation was not enough. You remember we went to America for preparation for 1 month. We couldn't stay for 1 month there with Elosporto.
Yeah? Elosporto,
yeah, you remember? It didn't work out. We only stayed there for two weeks, and the players were hungry. We were not eating. Me and Meat, we have to sacrifice our own money.
In 2000?
Yeah, in 2000, to buy tickets to come back here from America. You remember that? I was there. Harry Milans was there, if you recall. Harry Milans was there. Yeah, it was just like a club. You know, you are lost, and those Elosporto, they're saying they were your sponsors, and they disappeared. They stopped coming to the Monteo where we are. Me and Meat, we start paying for the Monteo, we pay for the food, we pay for the tickets for the plane to come back here with our own pocket money.
Were you ever refunded?
Yeah, we were refunded for that, yes. Immediately when we came here, we
brought out receipts.
The receipts, and we were refunded. Yeah.
It was never supposed to happen like that.
So the preparation from there, we only stayed here for 2 weeks, and then we went to the tournament.
But did we have talent in the 2000?
Yeah, we had talent because we had Boyd Muller. We had also, who is this one? The one who is in Sweden. When he got a knee, and then he couldn't. Benjamin Makufi.
Yes.
Bernard Makufi.
Yes.
He was talented like a boy. Makufi.
From the 99 under-20 that went to the World Cup.
We had a lot of talent by that. Who was young one also?
So off the pitch problems. 98 off the pitch problems. 2000 off the pitch problems. The team was not managed properly.
Yes.
We didn't deserve to be knocked out in the first round in 2000.
In 2000. I think on my opinion, I think on the preparation we are not ready. We are not ready. Yeah. We are not ready in terms of we didn't do anything in America. At the end of the day, you find that
you just went.
We just went. Yeah, we're supposed to go for training. Players didn't eat breakfast in the morning. How are you going to train? In the afternoon, maybe we eat only bread and juice. We just go there for 1 hour, we train, 1 hour, we come back. The next day, the coaches are telling us, tomorrow we're not training the whole day. We are preparing going to the Africa Cup of Nations. So we even went to Honduras to play a friendly game there. Only 16 players instead of 23. Only 16 players. Others were left out. We went, we played there, we lost, we came back. We got paid $100 only for 16 players. Others were not paid. Those $100 again, you have to sacrifice for a friend to eat, or for yourself to eat.
So there was no food provided?
There was no food provided. Nothing.
That was the case of 2000?
That was the case, yeah. That was, on my opinion, that was the case, I think. We even only stayed here for 2 weeks, and then we went to the tournament. Waste of time going to America. We only play one friendly game.
And then, funny enough, we go to 2002, and the same thing happens. Now, I wonder how you're feeling. 96, you feel like we can win this. 98, oh my God. 2000, Lord have mercy. Now, 2002. 2002, did you have any serious hope for the national team?
No, I think I was not part of the team, I think.
At that point?
Yeah, I was, but I got a put muscle, and then I walked away from the campus. I cannot manage. But fans, they thought maybe it was just a fake injury. Yeah, but myself, I had a problem. I had the put muscle. And then after that, immediately I left. I went back to Denmark for the treatment. I stayed there also. It took me almost like 1 month to recover. I started slowly again. It pulled again. So I stayed 1 month, 2 weeks without training.
Were you thinking your countrymen were going to do something at 2002?
Yes, I had hope. I had hope because you remember also Emmanuel Zulu was there, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to him. I heard like last minute was dropped, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what happened. Yeah, we had lot of young players and with experienced players. The Elijahs were there. The Milanzis also came in by that time, I remember. Yeah. So, yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, sad. Sad for our nation.
How did your national team career finish? Just for the record, because after that, pulled muscle.
Yeah.
Never got to see Mr. Tembo
again in action.
That number 12 was not going to be yours anymore.
Yeah, I think Carlo came in. He became the coach.
Technical director, 2003.
Yeah, and then I think he came with his own idea also, like, I don't want experienced players in the team anymore. You know, I was left out, he didn't call me. I didn't have any call up to the national team. From that moment...
Were you hoping for it?
Yes, I was hoping. Yes, I was hoping. By that time, I was only 32. I was hoping. You know, I was playing good football in Denmark. By that time, I still had energy to play. I was hoping. At 10:33, it was the same. I still have the energy to play for the national team. It was the same. I knew that okay.
Now it's game over.
Now it's game over. It's game over. I even came one day, one holiday. I even watched one game here. We played, we won here. Yeah, when I came for holiday. Yeah. I knew that now it's over.
What was your happiest moment being a footballer?
The day we beat Egypt. In
96?
96, yes, I was so happy. Yeah, because when we were watching Egypt playing with another team in the African Cup of Nations, they were playing good football. So I was like, these guys,
are we going
to manage to beat them? That was one of the happiest moments for me to beat Egypt. I will never forget that in my entire life.
Saddest?
Saddest? Gabon crash. That's the saddest. We beat Mauritius in Mauritius. I was there watching, and
the moment that apparently also saved your life, your dropping, is also your saddest.
My saddest also, yes. You're right. Yeah.
There's a part of you that makes me feel as though I wouldn't have minded being at the Heroes Acre. If you knew, were you going to take it on the chin? If this plane is not okay or something is going to happen to it, I'll still go. Would you have loved to be viewed as one of the people that lost their lives in terms of sacrifice for this country?
Yes, because I was going to know because we don't know what is in front of us. We just know where we come from. So if that happened, it happens.
Let's talk about one final thing.
Okay.
So you went to play in Europe. Different culture, different people, different philosophies. I want to talk about camp rules. I'm told you people in Europe don't camp the way we camp back home. Totally different rules. How big of a culture shift was it for you?
It was big. It was huge. I'll mention.
You're shocked, like, are these guys out of their minds?
Yeah.
And when you remember 96, and
yeah, also discipline-wise, you know, when you're there,
you have to be disciplined.
You need to be disciplined. You need to be totally 100% disciplined. When it comes to discipline, you just have to look on your shoulders. I'm here. I'm getting a lot of money, and I'm playing good football. Tomorrow we're playing a big game. Why should I go in maybe in a cafe and then I start drinking? Not to, you know that your supporters is going to see you. So you just have to be home. It's only like 24 hours. It's only like 12 hours. The next day you are free. You see? So we just come from home maybe like 11 o'clock. We meet at the hotel. We eat a bit of snack, and then 15 hours we have to go to the pitch. You play the game. It's over. You are free.
Final question.
Okay. Yeah.
Can a footballer take alcohol?
Yes, you can take alcohol. Do you know why? Alcohol is nothing when you just sweat. Yes, you can take alcohol. I used to see where in Denmark, when we play the game, there's alcohol in the bus. The coaches will allow you to drink at least 2 or 3, 4 beers. You see?
Going for the game?
No, after you play the match. Alcohol is not a problem, but the way you take it, if you overtake it, in a week you take like 3 or 4 times. Now it's become dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what you've said is you can have a bottle or a glass, not bottles and glasses. Andrew Tembo.
Okay, thank you
very
much.
much.
Okay, welcome. Pleasure is all mine.